Hello, I'm Wani and I'm wandering around as a Tauren Druid again. Not doing another class showcase thing though, I need to video another one of those. Oop, this person's still talking to me. What do you have to say, Mr. Boiling Blood? Bring some blood to him. Okay, I've never actually done these quests as Horde. Whoa. I don't know where those came from. But everybody's suddenly killing them. Anyway, what was I saying? Because I'm just doing some questing and stuff, just, doing some quests, running around. And I was thinking about the whole change in Warlords of Draenor to... I have no idea what's happening with those guys. It's very strange. But the well, not really change, but how they're doing flying, because as everybody's probably well and truly aware of, in Mists of Pandaria you can't fly until you reach level 90. And they're going to make it so that in Warlords of Draenor you can't fly until you reach patch 6.1, I think is the right patch number. I should know these things. But yeah, that's pretty much what they've announced they're going to do. And I've mentioned it before because I had my big waffling on about things. Get away! I'm trying to herbalize here. Hellfire Spine Leaf. Oh, it's a quest item. That's why I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And I've got to say, for the most part, I agree with the change to I agree with the leveling quest thing. That part I'm fully happy with, because I was doing a quest the other day, and part of the reason why I'm doing this while I'm questing is so that I can demonstrate the point. Because I only just reached 60, I'm only level 60 that I've been able to fly since 58 because I am awesome at a druid. And I was like, oh hey, I don't need these mobs here, I'll just fly right over their heads and come down over here. And I can see why that's not necessarily a good thing for the game. Oh, 350 here, awesome, sweet. I can train the next one. Excellent. Also there's Alliance attacking Thrallmar. It's slightly annoying. Hellfire Spine Leaf. There's not very much of these for this quest, only 12. That's a lot. And yeah, I can see why that's a bad thing for the game. Like, yeah, it's easy to be able to just be like, oh no, I'll just fly over this mob, like I did before, because I was like, oh no, I can't be bothered dealing with these guys here, even though I'm killing the exact same mob again. And yeah, I can see why that's not necessarily a good thing for the game, and when you're questing, you should be killing everything, and I've always commented on how it's, or kind of sometimes commented on how it's strange that you're like, oh look, I need exactly 12 unyielding footmen. No more, no less, and when you can fly while questing, it's like, okay, I'll kill exactly 12 and then screw the rest. So yeah, I think that's a good change. I don't necessarily agree with the change to questing at max level, or flying at max level, though granted this is something I don't have any real experience with, because... Oh, there we go, he walked into my line of sight. That's like, why is this not working? Work, work, work. Oh, I have the Force of Nature talent now. I just picked that up. Just throwing that out there. But like, one of the main reasons why I don't agree with it is because I like exploring while flying. I think it's really fun. And I think to demonstrate that point, I'm going to need a jump cut. And by the power of editing, I am here. Which most people will recognise as being Doomlord Kazak's house. Not really, it's not really much of a house, because it doesn't have a roof and it's just a giant crater where a boss sometimes lives in. Is that a Horde banner? That is a Horde banner. Interesting. Very interesting. I've never known. See, that's what I'm talking about. I've never seen this here before. There's just this random Horde banner here. As far as I can tell, there's no NPCs. Oh, hello, UI. And that's cool. That's just a random thing that I just happened to find because I was flying around. I wasn't even looking for that. But, like, you get these sort of little areas like this here, which isn't really a very hidden area because everybody knows about it. But you can't explore these places as easily without flying, and one of the things I did in Pandaria as soon as I got flying was just flew around a bit and explored all the little nooks and crannies where you can't get to without flying. And I really enjoy doing that. I think it's a really fun way to spend your time. Well, sometimes. Sometimes you get bored of it and you're like, oh no, I can't be bothered doing this here. What's over here? I'm going to have a look at this. And, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, the only reason people are complaining about flying is because they want to avoid being PvP. And as you can see, this is a PvP server that I'm on, though my main is not on a PvP server, it's on a PvE server because I am a Care noob scrub. Or something. I used to be on a PvP server and then I transferred off it because it was like 20 Horde to 1 Alliance and that was slightly ridiculous. Though ironically, I think this particular server that I'm on now is more... It's just a big rock, there's nothing up here. Cool. This server's more Alliance than Horde dominated, but that's beside the point. That's not why I want flying. I'm on a PvE server, so avoiding PvP is not an important issue to me, and the whole, oh, you're just doing it to avoid questing thing kind of falls flat at max level. Though granted, it depends on how exactly they structure max level content, because I don't think Timeless Isle overly missed out on the lack of flying, though there were a few things where flying made it more interesting and that sort of stuff. Where flying would have helped, like, there's big pillars all around there, and there's some pet mobs that are up the top of the pillars that the only way to get them is either to gimmick with flying, like, the way I got up there was pretty much flew in at a really high altitude, and then used the glider thing, or heroic leap to land on top of them, because the flying cuts out when you get too close to the island and you suddenly dismount and you can use that there. Or, to use the albatross, which I've never actually tried doing the whole albatross thing because it sounds like it's really boring. Yes, that's my whole reason for not doing it. And yes, I'm still flying around and exploring. Because I can. Why not? Let's just look at the scenery. Because that's half the point of this whole video, that I like looking at the scenery. Even though everybody's seen this place. So the Dark Portal's still really cool, and I haven't really noticed this big, huge dragon head up here before. I think I kind of knew it was there, but I was like, oh hey, there's a big dragon head up here. And now I can fly on top of it, and be like, oh look at that there. That's what it looks like from the top. And you can't do that without flying, that's why I like flying. I mean, yeah, I'll be able to fly in 6.1 and everything, and as people have pointed out on forums and stuff, all the end-game content, or end-game outside raid content, you haven't been able to fly in since, like, patch 5.1ish. I think that was the last one where you could, because that was the whole landing domination, Operation Domination questline, where you could still fly around because it was all in Crasser Rank Wilds. So that was kind of neat. Where am I? I don't even know where I am, I'm just flying around. Well, this place looks cool. Oh, there's a pet down there. Hello, pet. It's a snake. I probably don't need it, I probably have it. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just kind of casually flying around. There's also some really neat places in the Grand to fly around and explore, because I've mentioned in another video how I love the Grand and, well, Outland and the whole screwy physics, which is, this is what I'm talking about, these flying rocks. They look awesome, and that looks awesome. That sky. I love that sky. It's an awesome sky. What's this rock? It's just a rock. There's some crystals. Neat. I'm getting sidetracked again, aren't I? Just a little bit. I think there's actually this little hidden jar around here somewhere, and hey, it's a Void Lord. I'm gonna look for the jar while I keep talking. Yeah, like Thunder Isle, that's not what it's called, is it? I don't care. You couldn't fly. Timeless Isle, you can't fly. So, it's already something that Blizzard have tested out. So, I think, given that people weren't overly, oh no, I'm quitting the game because I can't fly the Timeless Isle, I think that's why they've gone ahead with it, because they're like, oh yeah, this is kind of working already, so people are already mostly okay with it. But the difference there is that those are smallish areas. Like Timeless Isle, you can run from one end to the other in about 2 minutes. it's not the entire zone, and while, yeah, there are little exploring places, there's not really any that are inaccessible to flying and stuff. Except, well, obviously there are none that are inaccessible to flying because you can't fly there. Whereas, talking about all of Draenor, you can't fly there at all, and... Oh, I think I know where I am now. I think I know where I am. Yes, that's where I was questing at the start of the video. Neat. I should probably go back there and actually do these quests. I'm going to do that after I find this jar of ashes, because I know it's around somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's along this ridge here, anyway. But yeah, comparing like one zone to the entire expansion area is kind of different, really, and again, it'll depend on what max level content is like, but I can see it being really frustrating, and... Is that a quest lootable thing? It is. That's one of the quest things I need. Hello, Sparkles. There we go. Looted that without even using the UI. I am so pro at WoW. So even this little island here, you could probably get to it without flying, but you'd probably die repeatedly, and I probably would, because I am terrible at WoW, despite what I just said. I don't know, Thank you, tablet. Yeah, again, it's going to depend on what max level content is actually like, because it could work well, it could, but I'm still kind of on the fence, because I still like these areas here where you've got, like... Thank you again, tablet. I don't even know if my tablet can be heard on the video. It's making noises behind me. It's being like, oh, you just got an email, and I'm like, yes, I saw the email thing down there. You don't need to tell me again. I'm pretty sure it's around here. Pretty sure this jar is around here somewhere. That is not a jar, that is a fell iron. A fell iron. Just one. I'm getting sidetracked again, aren't I? I'm good at that. Pretty sure that, like, every single one of my videos is just me rambling, and then getting completely sidetracked, and then rambling some more. Like I'm doing now, I'm rambling about rambling. That's how rambly I am. I ramble about rambling. And one thing that I do actually think is pretty cool, though, is rather than it just being like, oh, pay 3 bajillion gold and now you can fly in this new area, that's what you need to learn, Savage Mists of Pandaria, or Flight Master licensing. No, I've gone way past the Jar of Ashes now, I think. I don't even know where it is. I know it's along the southern wall somewhere, but I don't know where. Doing a quest chain to get flying actually sounds really cool. I think that's something that'll work well, because they said that flying is awesome, and it should feel awesome, and, you know, get to level 100, pay your generic random fee, receive flying, is not exciting. It's like, oh, yep, there we go. Got on that random gold sink out of the way, now I can hop back on my sparkle pony and fly around. And that's not terribly exciting, and I am curious to see how this quest train will go, but it sounds like a good idea. But this is all kind of subject to what's going to happen to the beta, and I don't really know. Maybe it is around here. I really want to find this Jar of Ashes. I'm going to have to, like, pause this video, Google it, and then come back and do it at the end of the video. That's what I'll do, because I really want to find this Jar of Ashes. I'm sure it's around here. I'm a terrible explorer. I'm busy being like, hey, exploring is awesome, and that's why flying should be awesome, and then I can't even find what I'm looking for. But yeah, I just thought I'd randomly offer my thoughts, because I've sort of collected them more since I made my video just rambling about Warlords of Draenor, and... That was a lot of buffs. Oh, Thrallmar's under attack. What a surprise. Incidentally, I don't want to be all like, oh, Alliance are such douche nozzles because they do this all the time, because Hort do it all the time too. You go to Hellfire Peninsula on Alliance and it's like, oh, Honor Holder's under attack. Except, I think, especially before this expansion, it was much worse, because Honor Hold was like... The guards there are... Oh, hey. Quest item. The guards here are crappy compared to the guards at Thrallmar. The Thrallmar guards, they, like, do the annoying root thing, and they are much stronger than the Honor Hold guards, which is kind of weird. I don't get that. Oh hey, I'm rambling again. What a surprise. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video before I ramble even more. And is that a dead body? No, that's not a dead body. It's a living body. But I kind of wish I'd actually videoed it last night when I was doing the whole, hey, look at me, I am kind of demonstrating exactly why Blizzard are like, hey, this is why we don't think flying wall questing is a good idea. Because I agree with them on that, but again, still don't agree with them about it on max level content. But we'll see. Hey, it's a ghost fella. Hello, ghost fella. And a warlock. Hello, warlock. Anyway, that's enough rambling now. So, I'm going to look up this jar of ashes, finish these quests, and yeah. Aha, I found it. So, here's where I am on the map there. 45.1, 87.3 if you've got a coordinate add-on like I do. And yeah, it's just hidden in this wee nook here, which is why I couldn't find it. And it's this wee skeleton with a wee spear. I don't know who found this in the first place, but it's really hidden away. So somebody found it by exploring, and they I don't know, they might have used flying to find it. I don't know. And yeah, it says, here is a jar of ashes. These are the ashes of my sanity, my passion, and my drive, all utterly destroyed by themselves. May all those who look upon these desolated lands of hellfire remember this fallen peon. He shed blood for the Alliance and sacrificed for the Horde, only to be driven utterly mad by the wicked and soulless ones who devoured what he held most dear. As they feast from his toils, may they suffer from his wrath, maybe not in this world, but in every world hereafter. It is my declaration, my solemn oath. Solemn is spelled wrong. That's not important. And my everlasting promise, I will avenge my suffering. And I don't think anybody actually knows what the Jar of Ashes is all about. It's just this random little thing there, and you can find things like that all over the place. Like, there's quite a few hidden memorials to developers and players that you can Google and you'll find them, but that one there, people theorize that it's about Ceric, who is a developer that I don't actually know that much about. I've looked him up before, but he sort of had a bit of a breakdown and went nuts at the community or something like that there, and then quit or was fired or something like that. I think he just kind of got sick of the stress of how much people harass Blizzard, and yeah, but anyway, that Jar of Ashes was put in before he left anyway, so it's extremely unlikely that it's actually about him. So nobody really knows what it's about, but yeah, it's just a neat wee thing, and I thought I'd show that off at the end of this video. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, bye.